Yes, we can bring the chairs to the stage because now we have our panel discussion on optimizing methods on the field. Please use your Menti system to put in your questions and comments. Moving on to the panel discussion, we will have a diverse group of experts on our stage, and we will discuss some practices and experiences, and we will discuss how agricultural technology advancements can transform traditional practices and how less invasive soil management methods can adapt to our climate region, considering both their advantages and the challenges they pose to local farmers. Please join me on the stage, Viesturs Gailītis, representative of Agrofirma Zelta Druva, who manages a farm in Dobel district, where crops are grown on an area of 5,000 hectares. Aigars Laurinovičs, chairman of the board of the Agricultural Industrial Technology Association. He has both practical experience in farming and working with farmers. And Ilmārs Ābolins, product line manager at Dojus Latvia, who will provide insights into agriculture technologies and equipment. Maybe there's something we still don't know.
Jūs jau skanat fonā. Jā. Kā tur bija no sākuma laikam jāierauj. Jā. Forši, sarunājuši. Un tā, jautājums jau saulaicīgi sūtīt, pagaidām jautājumu nav uzreiz.
So please send your questions, but before we have your questions, I will ask my questions. So we'll start with the topic of optimizing agricultural technology, machinery. So how do you feel here? As part of the audience, I've met them before. Your guys are in the back, they're applauding a lot. We meet a lot of people here in our company, but today we have the option to discuss a bit more topics. Yes, I think everything is fine. As to our discussion of today, we can see that there are very much difference between the people, how many people worked in this industry before and how many are working now. What have changed? What changes you've seen while you're working? It's an interesting topic we were discussing today in the ministry. As to the statistics, actually in agriculture, there is 18,000 people working in agriculture. 18,000 people are working in agriculture in Latvia out of 2 million people. But as to what we have in our statistics, actually we can say that our agriculture industry is doing really bad comparing to others in the EU. So do you want to say that 18,000 people is too high amount of people working? So the question is how many farms are effective, how many of them are actually paying for the paying taxes. Of course, there are people who have declared that they are farmers, but actually they're working somewhere else. But actually we can be proud that during the recent years we have reached top 5 producers of crop and in Europe. Does this amount of people actually includes the seasonal workers? Yeah, I don't know about that. Question to Ilmārs. Let's start with the basics. So optimization. Of course, available technologies transform a lot of things of daily work. What do you think? What are the technical advantages that advancements that have changed the life? What maybe we haven't mentioned yet? I think we have talked about a lot, and we are using technologies. I think that the industry is moving forward. I think that advancements are this precise agriculture and solutions for that. It's both for the machinery, but also plant protection machines are being developed a lot, and we actually are using them. Some years ago, we were happy to use the newer technologies, but now it's the everyday thing for us. But we are looking into more high-tech products and machinery. So we also use the spray technique, see and spray technologies are developed a lot that actually impact this plant protection. And also it's very important to use the real-time technologies which were mentioned before. And also it's very important to have the remotely prepare all the materials for your work, not to spend too much time on the things. So actually what we need to know, we know, and as we see what is the demand, we understand that that technologies are expected to come here. Of course, we don't know everything because everything is developing rapidly. But here for you, those farmers who are working on real farms, they know the things. Of course, you have to collect more and more experience and knowledge to understand how things are done, and also to move forward and to become the pioneers of this industry, and not looking like our neighbors are running. Of course, if you have a neighbor who you have to compete with, it's important, and it's also a challenge. I have a question to Aigars. Based on your experience as farmers, what do you think are the biggest obstacles farmers face when deciding to modernize their equipment? The first thing is they think when they notice that their neighbor has something better or more advanced. Of course, it's kind of joke, but actually I've understood that one of the most important things is are the sellers of the machinery and sellers of chemical substances. So they bring their experience and products here. Of course, we want to get more profit, and we have to become more efficient. Of course, we don't use these traditional methods, classical methods, but the only way how to get more profit, we have to find our ways. Of course, it depends on the person, how they are able and they want to get the experience. Of course, there are a lot of things we don't know, but if you are interested in this area, then you get to know. Okay, question to Viesturs. A practical question. Of course, this digitalization and other things. What about your farm? What have you changed in your technologies and machinery? How have you decided that you have to change something, and how do you provide efficiency? And yes, as it was mentioned before, the new technologies and other things. During the recent 10 years in our company, we have actually done a revolution. We have moved to the new and modern, up-to-date technologies that are available on the market. About 70–80% of the technologies and machinery has been modernized, and we have been using all the parallel driving and GPS modernization, driving modernization. We have Amazon sprayers. We are spraying 36 meters width. So there are automated system. We use nitrogen sensors. Actually, we have modernized everything. We have artificial fertilizer sprayer with all the wind sensors and everything. So it seems like you need an IT department in your company. Yes, actually, we have this. We say we have not only John Deere, but also other technologies. But we use John Deere solutions for all these machines, and we put in one platform by John Deere where we can see all the machines. So we have all the areas put together in one system. How did you decide to take such a risk and to hope that it will pay off? So actually, I think that in many farms in Latvia, there's a lot of urbanization, people moving to the cities, and those who stay in the countryside, they are old, they're becoming older. And that's why the farms are not developed. But as I have 4 sons, I see future for our farm. So some of them have plans for IT and some other industries. But I can see that some of my sons will stay in my farm. That's why I want to develop a lot of things that would be a long-term investment. Do you want to say that about 2 sons of your 4, you have managed to tell them that it's a blessed place to stay in the countryside and work in agriculture? Yes. Before we move over, please tell us about your secret, how you tell them. Of course, it's not easy. I have a daughter too, but I have to work with my sons and tell them that agriculture is a thing. But I really do hope that I have someone who will take my job further. So how did it happen? How you started modernizing your farm? I have a colleague who actually is taking care of the technologies and machinery, and he's very eager to find new solutions for things. And he was the one who actually started this, and he's who actually influenced us. And that's why we started looking for new things. There's one disadvantage too from looking from the sides of our authorities. So we are the big company, but we couldn't use in our we couldn't have a EU project money because we are kind of a big company. We are not a small or medium-sized company. We have put a lot of effort to become profitable and efficient, but sometimes we do not get the support from the state or project money because we are too big. So what about decision taking? How do you calculate? How can you tell us a bit? How do you actually discuss this? How you think and decide to buy new stuff and to modernize? Do you take into account the risks? What are the loose links of the chain? I will start. So actually I can say that practically when we decided to develop our equipment, we are using the minimal tilling and we actually save, as to our climate, we save both economical resources and time. So how was the system? How did you just sit down and calculate what will be the result and how it will be? Yes, we decided that that we need to save costs. Actually, we have saved fuel for 20 or 30%. Did you calculate that? And did you expect that? Yes, we planned that, and it really turned out to be this way. So saving costs for fuel. What else did you hoped for? And now we have reached the point when we are still, of course, planning things. I'm not going to tell you now what our plans are. I can't tell everything. Of course, I will tell only about my experience because something works for me, but for other neighbors probably, or in other regions of Latvia, it wouldn't work. Maybe I will continue. So what Viesturs started, we as sellers of the machinery, we represent different brands. First thing is what we should do. We should tell you, and you have food for thought. We can explain what's how other farmers work with our machinery, and we can also tell about experience from the other countries. Of course, for someone, someone would like to use 800 horsepower tractors, but for someone it would be too big for them because there are different needs and different farms. But actually, we can say that precise technologies is something we can recommend to anyone. Of course, it depends on your at the area of your farm, but of course, the most important thing that you can save is fuel costs and fertilizers, cost for fertilizers, and also for plant protection products. And putting everything together and calculating and analyzing your style of work and your experience, you can understand what could you invest in this, in whole of this, and how much you can save. And the big farms, they are of course impressive, and all these costs and savings are impressive too. But there are real numbers. So something I have invested, but in 2 or 3 years I can get back and start saving. I can imagine that there's someone coming to you and asking, do you promise I will save? Of course, there are two things. I can promise different stuff that you are going to achieve these numbers if you use this machinery according to the manual. But sometimes we buy expensive technologies, but we don't use them or use them just partly. So we are not using all their potential. For example, there are some machineries that are used only partly, and we're not using all of them. So when we think that it's not the correct machinery or the technology, of course it depends on the user and our way of thinking and understanding things and our wish how to actually realize the project we've started. Do you want to say that is it all also in the agriculture industry? If I'm going at the shop and saying, oh, there's something that I would like to use or could use in the future. Well, what I've seen, the most important problem that is here is how we actually realize the project. We have to take responsibility of what we do, and also we have to see how our employees are. Probably they are not educated enough, and there's lack of workers, and you can buy the most expensive technology, but there is someone who is using actually the machinery. You have to change that, so the person who is using it. I've been in this area for 20 years. I've been working with machinery. So about 90% of the crashes that the machine is broken, 90% of the reasons are the user of the machine. Probably you're not using or pressing all the buttons. You just see the red lamp and you just put the tape over it so you don't have to see it. I have a neighbor who has a tractor driver. So there's a neighbor who has this machinery, who has this tablet where the driver should put in all the information, but the person is not willing to use it. He's been working his own way for a long time, and they don't want to change anything. So what would you say that Viesturs has his farm is too big? We have almost 5,000 hectares, not exactly 5, a bit less. Actually, I want to say that we work using our own resources. We have some support through the banks. Of course, we would like to work with the rural support authorities, but we don't have this option now. The next topic, challenges, how to transition to less invasive soil management. I have heard in different areas that different industries are using less invasive soil management methods. How far can we go in agriculture? Actually, can we say, have we defined what is this less invasive technologies? Of course, it's a term that's been used a lot now. But how can you say that in one farm less invasive is plowing, or in another farm it's direct tillage? Why are they different? Why are they less invasive? So what actually this less invasive means? So the question also we have to ask, Of course, we can say that you would say that I am the one who is the advocate of plowing. Of course, I don't say that plowing is the best thing, but the only best thing. But of course, we have to. We see the researchers in the world talk about hybrid tillage. So there are some questions. Do we use only vertical or horizontal tillage or the direct drill? So the most important question is about efficiency. It depends on the farm. If it works for someone and it's not working for someone else. When we are using or trying to use another technology, it's a long-term thing. We can't say that next year that no, I am not using it because last year it didn't go well. So first thing we have to understand, what is this term invasive? So most of the people you talk to, they understand what you mean with that. So how the farmer looks at the less invasive approach? So each farmer has their own idea. I think that you can't call it this way. So each farmer would look at their method which would suit them the best. In our farm, we use minimum soil management methods and strip till. Yeah, we use strip till and minimal tillage. We use 18-meter wide disc machine, so we have big machinery. But if we would have to plow everything, we just couldn't do that. Have you calculated the impact of this approach? Maybe we will not gain this and won't gain that. So as to the yields, we use this minimum tillage for 5 years. So we have done the soil testing. It's the same. The phosphorus and potassium levels are quite good. So it means that minimum tillage for our land, maybe the structure of the soil has changed, but as to the chemical characteristics of the soil, it hasn't changed. What I'd like to add that as to soil management methods, every person can do as they want. But if someone doesn't like only just a minimum tillage, they can buy a plower that is combined. So now there are so many possibilities. So because there are combined machinery that can do several things together. As to invasive and non-invasive methods, so we work with the soil down to 20 centimeters, but in case of plowing, we work with the same depth. It's just a bit of different way. We just roll it over the top part. As to the machinery, of course, in the beginning, I can say that I think that all the technologies can be used. But so now we have a lot of machines that are direct drill, seeders, You can choose from very wide range of machines. So there are these two technologies can be those are those that won't injure the soil structure. Of course, there could be several tillage levels, but as there these methods can help keep the soil structure, and it's a long-term attitude. But in total, for everyone could be that. So what kind of machines do we use? One thing is how powerful the machines are, and also different ways of chassis. So if you're using the double wheels, maybe we can use tracks, and the producers actually offer more and more new solutions to improve the existing equipment. And the most important thing is, in all technologies, we have to minimize the number of driving sessions on the field. So the less you drive over the field, the better for the soil. So all these technologies help to improve that. For example, for direct seeding. So it depends on the technology, and it will also help to save the soil. How does it impact the standbys if the powerful machinery? So as to that, I think that all machines are just machines. So we have to plan maintenance of the machines, of course. And if this big and powerful machines just stop and break, and this is our main and most important, the basic machinery, and we have to repair them, it's very important to have a good service for that, so we don't lose the days which are and the vegetation period, which is very short here in our region. So that's why it's very important to have this after-sales contracts, and it doesn't affect how good technique machines you have, or what kind of machines you have. Also, you have to think about how you maintain your machines. If something is getting loose, you shouldn't hope that you will be able to work for 500 hectares. Just bring to the garage and get it fixed. So how does it work for you with the standbys? As to our equipment, so if one tractor stops, we have spare options, so we don't stop our work. We have moved to powerful machinery because the weather changes so rapidly that we have to work in short periods with our fields. I have this John Deere platform, and you can see on this platform when you need maintenance for the machines I have. So for other tractors, we use, so we just count hours they've been working. Of course, there is an option our company also offers this checkups for checking the machinery before the season starts. So there is a specialist that comes to your farm and checks all the devices and equipment. So they can evaluate and see which part should be changed and which can wait until later. Of course, you can use it and not use. And the farmer probably can say that, will say that you just want to get money for the spare parts. Of course, it depends on the person. So if someone recommends you something that they think that it's mandatory, but there are people who just who understand and who can evaluate by themselves, taking a common sense into account to understand what are the losses and the benefits they can have. So probably it's cheaper to change some part before it breaks down, because if you have just one day or you are 2 days late for sowing or seeding, then it's that can cost you more. We've heard a lot about different things and challenges. So we have heard about different things. So what are the biggest challenges for farmers in Latvia and Baltics? What are the biggest worries as to the technologies and tillage practices? So probably someone would like to change something in their approach, but they're worried or concerned about something. And what are the things they're concerned and how much it's based? So basically, I think that we would need clear understanding from the European authorities about the regulations and rules. But also people should evaluate themselves or the information they have, how to work further. Maybe I won't be very popular with this opinion, but all this Green Deal, I think that, well, I won't be politically correct. We become competitive in the world because we have North America and South America, and they do not use anything of that. So they don't have these restrictions, for example, for engines of tractors. So now we have this fifth and sixth emission categories. So it's about 20% more to the price of the tractors. Is there anything we can change? Or this is as it is? Of course, we can try to get more involved in elections. But I think it's the same in whole Europe. So, in short, this policy should be more sustainable, so we could be more competitive. We are actually, I don't think we are competitive in the world. So what are the main challenges? I think that the main challenges are, as it was said by Aigars before, the political and economical situation, which is unstable. It's very hard to analyze and calculate things, and the fluctuating prices. You can't plan for a year ahead because so many things change. It's just you can just speculate on things. So probably you will be fine. So during the recent 2 years, it's very hard. There are changes in prices, for example, in nitrogen. Just don't tell your sons about this, how hard it is. Yes, of course, I agree to the colleagues, because the long-term strategy, so we have, if we had a direction like things that won't change in the next 5 years, and this is the way how we should move, and to, for example, for a specific technology, but usually there is that that something is supported, and next year something else is supported, and the decisions change. That's why it's hard to plan. But I think that most of the farmers face the challenge, this climate changes. I think that everyone agrees that we see actually how our winters have changed, how hot our summers have become. Of course, in average, our year is weather during the year is kind of the same, but we have more extremes than before. Sometimes in spring during the seeding period, or during harvesting, that we have the storms and hail. These are the challenges that are so these windows where we can work become smaller and smaller. So there are actually extreme climate changes. It's not like not only the global warming, it's just a term, but actually it's more extreme things. So what in conclusion, what's the advice you would have to give to farmers who want to optimize, perhaps modernize their fleet, and including soil tillage practices? So, as you mentioned in the beginning, so 18,000 people working in agriculture, actually all the accountants and everyone who is working in the farm, but actually they are not involved in the agriculture and farming. As we know that there is truth, lies, and statistics, so it depends how we look at the data. So what is the most important advice to someone who is sitting here in this hall and thinking, well, I'm going for it? So don't be afraid, but get to know the system. Don't be afraid to ask questions and get more information, both to the distributors and also ask questions to your neighbors. I was talking to someone from the farms who have a lot of experience with this tillage systems. The most important thing is not to be afraid to move further and ask questions and get more experience. I think that learning is the most important thing. Just adding to what Aigars said, there are different producers, John Deere and other producers of the machineries. So it's important to learn new things, to analyze the information, and to combine it with your experience and take the best decisions. I don't have anything to add. I think this is what was said before. Just go to the workshops, get new experience. Maybe in this economy and geopolitical situation, maybe you should not start with big steps. Start with smaller steps. Just test on a small area. But maybe just go and see how it goes with others. Maybe it wouldn't work for you, but just try and see. after the conference, we will have the option to ask questions to the participants of today, and probably there will be some decisions made. Thank you, guys. Thank you.